Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again. And it is Sunday. No football yet. Um, hopefully. Now, I've heard there were reports that things might come back. Teams might get to go back to their facilities on Tuesday. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how that plays out. Now, if that's true, of course they're gonna have to still do the 6 feet thing and wear a mask or whatever. I'm curious to see how that's gonna go as far as players running practice and things of that nature. But we'll see. We'll keep monitoring that as we go along. Today's video, I just wanted to talk about. I didn't want to really talk about it, but shout out to Omar. Omar on Twitter, he was basically put a blast out there and charged us YouTubers to make a video on this. So I'm like, you know what? I didn't have really anything else on my target for today because it's not really much going on right now. Cowboys are quiet, which is a good thing. That's a good thing. It's always a good thing when there's nobody in the media for the Dallas Cowboys. Let's get a round of applause for that. Whenever there's a Dallas Cowboy player not in the news, that's a good day. All right. We can have a round of applause for that. Now, as far as the rest of the league, now, Omar said this, like I said, shout out to him. I wasn't going to do the video because I saw all of it transpire. And even, some of this is old news. Some of this is from like January and February and March, but I'll tell you the dates of those as well. But since this year started, we're talking about outside of COVID-19, just the issues that were going on with these players, just ridiculous. I don't know if they're just bored or what, but I'll I don't like to judge, so I'll keep my stuff to the end of the video. And then, of course, you guys let me know what you think about it once I finish. Now, I'll go and talk about the older ones first. So let's talk about the older ones. So Julian Edelman, he was arrested back in January. And you guys probably know about this, for vandalizing somebody's car. He jumped on somebody's car in Beverly Hills. I'm assuming he was more than likely drunk because earlier that night he was hanging out with Paul Pierce and Danny Amendola. They were at a restaurant or whatever, drinking and eating. And, he was in Beverly Hills. Now, what happened was, how somebody found out was somebody snitched on him because there were police around the corner dealing with a robbery case. And somebody told them and they came around and they got to him, and that's what happened. Now, this happened in January, so this is pre-COVID, so things were still open, so everybody was out partying still. Joanne Williams, New England's cornerback. You guys know that, young guy in the league. January 17th in Nashville, Tennessee, he was arrested for speeding and drug possession. So, not really much to say about that. That's over a closed case at this point because it happened in January. Greg Robinson, February 21st, former Browns player, offensive lineman. He was arrested for having 157 pounds of marijuana in the car, in travel bags, like bags that you carry when you go out of town. Like, they popped the trunk, was like, whoa, here we go. The mother load, baby. 157 pounds of weed. That's a lot of damn weed. Imagine how much weed. Now, I don't smoke, so I don't know what the prices are for drug items because I don't do drugs. But like, for those of you that smoke marijuana, 157 pounds of weed, that's a lot of marijuana, bro. That's a lot. Had to get you high for some years. Whew. I don't know where he was going with that, but wherever it was going to be some money involved in that. Sorry for laughing. It's just stupid. Quinnen Williams. Now, he was drafted last year, guys, and Quinnen Williams was picked, I think, third in the draft last year, defensive lineman. He got picked by the Jets. But, I remember him on my draft board. I was talking about him in last year's mock draft. But either way, back in March, he was traveling. And, again, he had a gun, which, he had a license in where he's from, Alabama. He's an Alabama boy. Bama boy. He had a license to carry in Alabama, but he doesn't have it in New York. but he had it in his luggage, and his checked luggage. Of course, it was unloaded, but it was in his carry-on, and they found it, and they arrested him. Well, they detained him for that. But per his lawyer, basically was saying that, we took care of the situation, blah, blah. He has a permit. He just obviously didn't know that he couldn't take it here, blah, blah, whatever the case may be. So, it's really not that. He just had possession of his own firearm. So that really wasn't a big deal. Now, to talk about the stuff that happened in recent history. Actually, no, I got one more. Brashard Breeland, cornerback of the Chiefs. This happened in April 28th, April 29th. He was arrested in South Carolina for 5 counts resisting arrest, transport of alcohol, open alcohol in the vehicle, basically unsealed, open containers of beer and wine, and basically possession of marijuana. So basically all those counts of things, drugs, open alcohol. Remember, if you got alcohol in your car, if you're coming from the liquor store and it's still sealed, it's fine. As long as you're not in the car literally drinking the stuff. You're drinking in the car, you're going to get locked up, because a lot of places, even here in the DMV, they'll lock you up, especially in Virginia, because Virginia is a Commonwealth state. So you do anything in Virginia, you're getting your ass locked up. That's just pretty much what it is. Now, I call this video the criminal files, the NFL criminal files. So to current stuff that just happened. Let's start with Earl Thomas. So, first of all, before I even talk about it, you guys know the whole story. I mentioned it before when it first happened. But, not to be funny about it, but, everybody was like, somebody had the nerve to say, and I heard somebody say this, well, since Earl Thomas got caught up, and you think that the Ravens might want to trade him or cut him, and then the Cowboys can get him, y'all still trying to get Earl Thomas? Golly, y'all still trying to get Earl? Let it go, B. It's not gonna happen. It's that and the damn Jamal Adams thing. Stop it. Neither one of these guys are coming to the Cowboys. They're not. You're not getting Earl Thomas. You're not getting Jamal Adams. Come on, fellow Cowboy fans. Stop it. All right? Okay? Capiche? Earl Thomas, safety for the Baltimore Ravens. Now, you guys know the story. He was caught cheating on his wife. He was at an Airbnb, butt naked in the bed with his brother. Pause. With 2 random females in the Airbnb. His wife tracked him. Got that gun, came up in there and said, I got something for y'all hoes. That was the words out of his wife's mouth. That was what she said. So that's what she said. That is what she said. She went in there, and when they asked her about it, she was like, I wasn't gonna kill nobody. I was just trying to scare him or whatever, whoop-de-whoop. But, neither here nor there. That's what happened with that situation. Now, I laughed about it because the visual, when you think about that situation and you in your head and you think about how that transpired, it's just it probably wasn't funny when it happened, but when you look at the visual and and then Earl Thomas came out, was like, I don't know why this even is public news. This ain't nobody business. I don't know why it came out, but since it did, I just want to let y'all know, instead of y'all talking about it, go ahead and pray for us, pray for my family. You know what I'm saying? I'm back talking to the wife. I'm back seeing my kids again. So, he literally squashed that. He's like, put that back in the closet. Put it back in the damn closet. He put them skeletons back in that closet. So, he basically was like, just shut it down. You ain't heard nothing about it since. I'm just saying. He ain't a Dallas Cowboy right now. So, you ain't heard nothing else about it. I wonder why. Cody Latimer, wide receiver for the Redskins. Those Deadskins. Arrested in Colorado in an apartment complex for assault in the second degree. and illegal discharge of a firearm and reckless endangerment. $25,000 bond. Bang the gavel. That's it. I'm gonna save the best for last though. Who we got? Defensive end Ed Oliver for the Buffalo Bills. Not to be confused with the Redskins YouTuber Ed Oliver. Shout out to Ed Oliver, though. That's the homie, though. Even though he's a Redskin fan, he's still the homie. Shout out to you, Ed Oliver. I know you watch my channel as well. Defensive end Ed Oliver is who we're talking about. Buffalo Bills player. DUI, gun possession, caught driving under the influence in Houston, Texas. First of all, bro, don't do anything in Texas with weed, because you're gonna get the book thrown at you. They just gonna throw it at you. They're just gonna throw it at you. Stop, just throw it at you. He failed a sobriety test. They had him outside the car. There was a video on it. You can see it on TMZ. He was shaking, weary, and couldn't figure it out, couldn't look straight. He was just, DUI or whatever. So that was that. And ironically, he had a Bills t-shirt on. So, they was like, oh, damn. So you just gonna get arrested with your it's like getting arrested in your job uniform. That sucks. Like, just imagine you working at Popeyes, you get arrested with the Popeyes uniform on. And those of you that are Greek that follow especially in the predominantly black Greek organizations, if you're going to do something shady, don't wear your paraphernalia. Now, I got my Perry on now. I ain't doing nothing shady. But if you're doing something shady, don't wear your Perry, because you wear your Perry and you get arrested and you got your paraphernalia on, it just makes your organization look terrible. You know what I mean? It just sucks. It's just a bad representation of who you are representing as a person that's a part of that organization, whether it's an NFL player or whether you're an employee at a job or you're a member of a fraternity or sorority. You know what I mean? You don't do stupid like I don't know. And like I said, those of you that are Greek should know this. Technically, when we're drinking alcohol or we know we're going to get belligerent, we don't wear our paraphernalia, while we're getting. Now, if you at a party and it's based and you got Perry on, just as long as you're not getting ignorant, you're fine. You can drink, but as long as you're in a setting where you're not embarrassing yourself, because if you embarrass yourself, you embarrass your organization because you are representing your organization with that Perry on. Same thing as a fan, I guess, but you're not a member of the team, so I guess it's a little different situation when it has something to do with that is. Yeah, so that's crazy. So last but not least, the dum-dum of the day. Well, the dum-dums of the day, but we'll figure out what really happened with that situation, because there's still news coming out about it as we speak. Cornerbacks, DeAndre Baker, New York Giants, and Quentin Dunbar from the Seattle Seahawks. Both young cornerbacks in this game. If you know the Quentin Dunbar name, you should. He's a former Redskin. He was signed by the Seahawks this offseason, so he ain't even worn a uniform for them yet. So you already getting in trouble. DeAndre Baker just got drafted in the first round last year. Last draft, 2019, by the New York Giants. And you didn't even have a great rookie year, and you out here messing up like this. Okay, so I know you guys heard a lot of the story, and I've heard the whole story, but I'm going to give you the condensed version, okay? And like I said, normally when I bring out content, I like to know the situation that happens before it. And I'm not one to judge, so I like to figure out what actually happened. And if there's still pending stuff, I'll based on stuff basically saying, hey, it's still pending. We don't know what's going to happen. So that's why I say I'm not God, so I can't judge. But I'm just going to say it's still stupid if it's true. It's really dumb. When you're in NFL, well, I'll get to that. They were both accused for armed robbery after an altercation at a party over a dice game in which they lost $70,000 or something like that. Um, which in turn, DeAndre Baker was upset. So he decides to pull out a gun and rob. Mind you, there was like 10 to 20, 25 people at this party, which, this happened recently. So we're still dealing with COVID-19. So that party wasn't even supposed to be going on, first of all. So that's the first bad thing. So you're having a dice game, and I'm pretty sure ain't nobody got no damn mask on. I ain't seen no videos, so I can't really confirm or deny that. But I'm just assuming ain't nobody got no mask on. So, because y'all playing a dice game, and every black person I know, because we the only ones that play dice. I don't play dice because I don't understand it, and I'm not betting no money on it. That's a real hood thing to do. I just, I don't partake in those games, but I just look at it like this. Now, he got mad over a dice game. You lost your money over a dice game, so you decided to pull out a gun and rob the 4 people that was there. And obviously, they had to have been wealthy individuals too, because I heard the amount of money and or value of what they stole, i.e. watches, chains, jewelry, all that within money as well, rounded up to basically $100,000 in value that they robbed these people for. And then there was news, I don't know if this is true or not, that either Baker or Dunbar, somebody tried to coerce one of the guys to shoot another guy, shoot and kill another individual at this party. Now, thank God that particular individual didn't pull the trigger, because it would have been even worse for both of these guys. I mean, you're talking about going to jail for the rest of your life. And if you get resurrected, go back to jail again. Like, it's serious. Like, you come on, let's not be that dumb. So Baker had 8 charges, and his bail was set for $200,000. And he cannot leave the state of Florida unless the New York Giants decide they want to, if he can go play football. Now, if I were the Giants, I would just go ahead and just cut him and release him, because you were a first-round draft pick. It seemed like you were a bust anyway. And, again, this was Dave Gettleman's pick. There were already red flags about him because apparently he got in trouble in college as well. He had off-field issues before. So for him to still get picked in the first round by the Giants was just shame on them at that point, because you look at the whole situation, you're like, okay, you knew he had red flags. You chose to ignore those red flags, and you still drafted this guy thinking that was in the past. But apparently it ain't in the past, because after this situation, if he gets indicted, you're going to have to release him anyway, because he's never playing football again, because he's going to be locked up until he's old. At the very least, if not the rest of his life, for these charges. If they decide to throw the book at him in Florida, anything can happen in Florida. Now, what's interesting about it, because from what I heard from, inside the horn in the New York Giants land, a lot of the staff didn't want to draft him because they wanted this new regime of high character players, which is another reason why they picked Jason Garrett to be their, offensive coordinator, because we know Jason Garrett very well because he was our coach. We know that Jason Garrett's philosophy is, we need high character players, and they want good guys, and this is what the Giants regime was going on. But by picking DeAndre Baker, that went totally against on what they were trying to do and how were they going to move forward with their players. So that turned out to bite them in the ass. Now, here we are with DeAndre Baker in this offseason facing 8 different charges, and his bail set at $200,000. Now, I'm pretty sure that's already paid, because, he's an NFL player. Somebody's going to pay that. His agent probably, would have got him out. But, he's still got to go to court. They still got to figure that out. Also, too, the kid Dunbar. So Dunbar's lawyer presented an affidavit from each of the 4 victims and their testimony that they gave to the police. about Dunbar's involvement. So basically, Dunbar like, look, bro, that was all Baker, bro. That wasn't me. He hit a Tekashi 6ix9ine on him. He was like, bro, that was Baker. That was all Baker, bro. I was invisible, bro. You see me? When I close my eyes, I'm invisible. I wasn't even there, bro. That's what Dunbar said. But Dunbar was like, nah, bro, I ain't going to jail, guys. Shit. I ain't going to jail. Going to jail? That was Baker, bro. Hey, tell him, bro. Hey, all the witnesses. Hey, tell him it was Baker, bro. Hey, here go 200. Here go 200,000 right here, bro. Tell him it was Baker. It was all Baker. All right, we good. All right, pound it. All right. So Dunbar might, get ousted on this. Who knows? But Dunbar might go. But Baker gonna get the book thrown at him if this turns out the way that it because it ain't looking too good for Baker. And if I were the Giants, I would go ahead and release him because that, like I said, I mean, he had 31 tackles or something like that. He ain't had no interceptions. You a first round draft pick and you a cornerback and you were like one of the worst cornerbacks in the league, like as far as stat wise this season, and you already seeming like a bust, and then this happens in the offseason. Dave Gettleman is looking real dumb right now. So Giant fans, if you guys are on here, let me know what y'all think about that. Cruising, if y'all out there, comment, let me know. I want to know what y'all think about that, because y'all opinion matter, because this is your team. So I'm not judging. I'm not judging anything. I'm just putting the information out there because that's what's out there right now. And I'm not here to judge anybody. Now, what I will say about this whole situation is that, what I don't understand as a regular person, hell, I've never played in the NFL, but I have played football before. But I've never been paid like that. You know what I mean? So I've never been paid millions of dollars to play the game. So I don't know. Me personally, if I got paid millions of dollars, I'm not doing nothing. First of all, I don't deal with drugs and I don't deal with that craziness now. But even if you got to understand, when you're in the NFL, you're considered a celebrity. You know what I mean? Like, your celebrity status, especially with your money. So you have to conduct yourself as a professional. You have to conduct yourself because people are looking up to you as a player. These fans come out here into these games and wear the jerseys of you guys. You cannot be out here doing this stuff because it doesn't look good for the NFL. 2, it doesn't look good for yourself. 3, it doesn't look good for just people that want to follow you and think that you're a role model. Whether you think that you're a role model or not, you are, because you are an NFL player. And there's kids out here that want to be like you. They want to grow up like you. And they want to become NFL players themselves. But some of these guys go out here and they get this money and they act dumb and they squander everything that they have for absolutely nothing. Because doing all of this puts you in jail. Look at Sam Hurd. Y'all remember I know y'all fat Cowboy fans. You know the Sam Hurd story. He ended up going to the Chicago Bears, and then look what happened to him. He got caught with a whole bunch of, I'm talking about trafficking, drug smuggling. I gotta look him up. He probably still locked up. And this was back when Roy Williams was on the team. And he's still in jail. You ruin your NFL career and your whole life for what? For what? What's the reason? Give me a valid reason, because it doesn't make sense to me. First of all, why are you smuggling drugs and you make millions of dollars already? You make more than what you're dealing with the drugs. Now, you shouldn't do it, period. But if you're a regular person, Joe Schmo, that ain't got no money, you doing that, I guess because you want some money. That's the the rule of thumb. But if you already making millions the legal way, why are you doing illegal stuff? I don't understand it. Somebody explain it to me, because I don't get it. But that's all I got right now. I just wanted to just talk about that. Like I said, I'm not judging none of these guys. I just want to know And I'm gonna send you a message before I leave, right? I try to put a positive message out there for you guys. Um, Now, some of this could be mental health issues. I don't know these guys personally, but you never know what these players are going through. They get knocked around, get hit in the head. Some of them get CTE. Look at Hall of Famer running back Tony Dorsett. I met Tony Dorsett in real life. I just shook my head, sad because he couldn't, like, he signed my paper, and he couldn't remember the year that he got in the Hall of Fame. I think it was like 94 or something like that. But he had just wrote it down right before to the person that was in front of me, and he forgot just that fast. And like the way he's talking, like he just stares and look in space, and then he'll snap out of it and go back into it. Like he's not normal anymore. Now, your well-being is the most important thing in this world. Like, for fans, like, we watch football, but let's look at the realistic aspect of it. Your mental health is everything. Like I said, I've gone through a lot of things in my life. You guys, I know I did a video, what is it, a year and a half, 2 years ago? Well, 2 years ago now at this point, I did a video. I don't know if you could go back that far, but I did a video 2 years about when I was dealing with my stuff, and when my cousin passed away, and all of the misfortunes that I had in my life that, it was hard for me to deal with. And, I was really sad, and I had to go to counseling for it, and I got the help that I needed. And, as far as this mental health thing, it's important for each and every one of you. If you're watching this video right now and you are dealing with anything in your life that you don't like, or things that happen to you, and you just in a lost space, go seek help. There's professionals out here that will help you. Hell, it helped me. When I got into, I remember, I'll tell you real quick, and I was saving this for my members only, but when I was younger, like, I wasn't who I am today. Like, I was a bad individual. Like, I didn't care about people. Like, I had because of the childhood that I lived, the rough environment that I lived in, I wasn't a good individual. I had anger problems, and I always wanted to fight people, and I always wanted to hurt people. But, when I found the Lord, and when I got, counseling, and I did the right things in life, I changed my whole self. And as long as you're on this earth and you're living, you're breathing, and you're moving around, and God has blessed you with breath in your life, you can make changes in your life for the better. It's never too late. I don't care how old you are. You can make changes in your life long as you are mentally there, and you can think on your own. You can make changes in your life. Go seek the help that you need. Stay around people that are positive. Get rid of the toxicity, whether that's people in your life that ain't supposed to be there. Eliminate that. Because when you do just those things, you will feel better about yourself, and it won't be in your mind that I can't do it. It's like that kids thing. The little train that could. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. If you put it in your mind that you think you can do great things. And again, you're talking to somebody that dealt with it themselves. I didn't think that I could, but I could, and I did, and I'm going to. So with that being said, y'all, hopefully this message touched somebody. That's all I wanted to do. Thanks again to all my subscribers. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. It's your boy E2 Blue, always keeping it real. Talk to y'all soon.